Hey guys, this is Leïla-Sarra from Sierra Studio. How are you guys going today? To continue the Ring of Power video series, today's video is about the One Ring. The Ring of Power forged by the Dark Lord Sauron himself, in secret, in the fires of Mount Doom at the beginning of the Second Age, to rule all the other rings of power he made Celebrimbor make. I'll be sketching and painting it in watercolor, so keep watching. The reference I used for today's illustration is from the Lord of the Rings movie series. One of the scenes in the prologue in the Fellowship of the Ring, when Galadriel gives us a quick recap of what's been going on in Middle-earth for the past couple ages. So, we see Sauron coming out on the battlefield, wielding a huge mace and sweeping dozens of soldiers with it during the War of the Last Alliance of Elves and Men. We have a close-up on his ring he's wearing on one of his fingers on top of his armor. I thought it would make an interesting illustration subject, rather than just painting the ring alone. Though, I might post a tutorial on how to paint the One Ring alone later on, so let me know if you're interested by liking this video and leaving your comments down below. First, I sketched the outlines of Sauron's finger. He's wearing full body armor and obviously the armor's fingers are articulated. So the ring is the main focus here. And that's what I used to determine the proportions of the entire illustration. I'm not trying to copy exactly what I see on the reference image from the movies, because, well, I find it more interesting to get a little creative and come up with my own pattern motifs for the armor. I was first going for a floral motif, but it looked a bit too, well, cheesy and off topic for a baddie like Sauron. I went instead for a kind of shapeless bits of motifs, broken up into straight lines and a few curves here and there, to give his armor a worn-out effect. Well, I don't know how many times I said the word armor at this stage. You would imagine that Sauron didn't do much of fighting himself, or did he? In the Peter Jackson movies, we know about this one time, where I got my image reference from during the War of the Last Alliance of Elves and Men, and in the books, it's when Sauron, spoiler, kills Elendil, Aragorn and Cesta, and Gil-galad, the last High King of the Noldor, two of the most badass characters from Lord of the Rings in my opinion. This epic fight is missing in the movies, probably because the producers only bought the rights for Lord of the Rings, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But I really hope we will get to see more of Sauron's fighting in the upcoming Amazon TV show. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. The finger looks like, well, something else. That's what I thought too, but I only noticed it when I started painting it. And speaking of painting, let's get into it now, and you'll see it will stand out even more. I've picked an earthy color palette with a range of browns and yellows to paint the illustration, since the Ring of Power is a golden ring. I've painted the dark areas like the corners and around the patterns with a mix of warm sepia and caput mortuum. Yeah, that's the name of the pigment, I didn't make it up. And I used some gold ochre to paint the highlights. By the way, all of my paints are from Sennelier, and I'll link the watercolor palette I use in the description below. There's a super easy painting technique that consists of leaving some areas blank to create negative spaces. You'll notice that I left the inside of the bits of pattern white, because the contrast with the background gives the illustration this sharp and crisp overall look. It works best when you leave white spaces right next to dark areas. Give it a go, try it in your next painting project if you haven't already, and you'll be surprised by the results. I used the yellow Naples Deep mixed in with a bit of red orange for Sauron's inscription in order to give it an eerie glow that reminds me of fire. In case you wonder, the inscription on the ring, in the black speech of Mordor, says,
"One ring to rule them all, one ring to find them, one ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them."
That was my
rocky voice.
Okay, so the ring stands out beautifully with its golden hues against the brown tones of the articulated armor finger thing. This contrast makes it even more powerful since gold symbolizes wealth, luxury, power and success, which ultimately lead people astray, as seen by Isildur, who wasn't able to destroy it and even got killed because of it, or Gollum, who became madly obsessed with the precious and literally gave himself up to it. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it inspiring and helpful. The next tutorial is going to be either Nenya, Galadriel's ring, or Narya, Gandalf's ring. I'll end up drawing and painting them all since there's so many rings in Lord of the Rings. So subscribe if you want more tutorials like this and let me know your thoughts and suggestions. There'll be so much more Lord of the Rings artifacts lore coming up soon on my channel, so stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Leïla-Sarra from Sierra Studio and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, dare to create and enjoy the process. Bye guys!